So we're going to look at different ways that we can program ATTinys. And you don't need any special equipment. Actually, this is just a nano on a breadboard with a few wires hooked up. And I've just got an ATTiny 13 on the end there and a little LED to blink to show that it's actually working. So through our IDE, the first thing to do is to go and select the Arduino ISP sketch. And then what that does is that it allows any Arduino Uno, or Nano in this case, to act as the ISP, as the programmer. So once that's up and loaded, which it is now, we can then get something like the blink sketch, which you'll find in the basic section. And I'm just going to change the LED built-in code to PB3, which is where my LED's connected, and same all the way through. And then this time when I program it, it's ATTiny 13. The link is through the USB, and the important thing is that the programmer is the Arduino as ISP. Once that's all set, we can use it to burn the bootloader so that the blinking has the right timing. Then it's simply a matter of clicking upload and it's good to go. So here it is being programmed, and then it just goes into blinking straight away. So yeah, a simple nano and a few wires and you're good to go. This is the first shield that I got to program, the ATTiny 13 and 85, and you can see it just sits on top of the Uno. Same sketch, Arduino as ISP, and there it is uploaded, and the the LED hanging on the side there, but managing to blink okay. So this is the next shield I got, which allows you to do not just ATTinys but a couple other chips. Importantly, the Atmega 328P, and this is from Zhuang, and there's links to that in the description. It's a beautiful piece of kit. It arrives as a board, then you just simply solder it up. This is the same code running that's uploaded, and away it goes. You can see there's a nice little heartbeat LED there at green on the board too. So yeah, just a lovely board which I used for a long period of time. So this is the little board by Lucas, and I'm just going to put it together. I haven't had too many cups of coffee in this case. It's actually just sped up because it is a bit of a boring long build, and at one point I actually lose a capacitor and have to go looking. But anyway, so this is the capacitor on the back. It's a little 100 nanofarad decoupling capacitor. There's a couple of other SMD components there. There's a little 1K resistor for the LED. In fact, I think I'll put this one down as a 2.7K resistor because that LED can be quite bright, which is a 1206 capacitor on the other side. And then there's a 10K resistor between reset and VCC. So yeah, just putting all those in and having a look. And this is where the capacitor goes missing. So here we are back live, and yep, that's fine. So that LED's working. Now just putting on the dip adapter. You can use a female header there instead. I've got versions which do have that, but if you have a dip 8 adapter, that's fine as well. So you can please yourself. And you don't need to have the pins broken out like I do. You can just ignore those or put male header pins and put it into a breadboard if you want. So I know that's quite versatile though, because you can program it in situ and then you can actually use it pretty much straight away. There's a couple of pins there for VCC and ground as part of the construction, and that means that it's a standalone board after that. So yeah, not just used for programming, but can actually use for in projects. And then at any time that you want to reprogram it, you can just attach the USB ISP, and away you go. You're good to go again. So the last little bit is our 5x2 connector, and then it'll be good to go. In later versions of this one, I've actually expanded the holes there because it doesn't take solder real well. It looks like I'm a pretty ordinary solderer. In fact, well, maybe I am, but what I normally have to do, as I'm doing here, is to add a little flux to that in order to get that flux to flow into those tiny holes. There's not much room once the pins are in there. So I do have another version of that. That's just some PCB cleaner to flush away that flux. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So this is the final one, and I did find that little SMD capacitor. So there it is. It was actually sitting on top of the camera. I don't sure how it got there, but anyway, it flipped itself up onto the camera and it has re-emerged. Alright, so this time we are also going to use the blink sketch, so that hasn't changed. But the settings now for us, it's the ATTiny 13 still, but now we go via the serial connector, and this time we have the USB ISP as the programmer. So I've just burnt the bootloader and then compiled and run the code. So that's fine. So let's see what that looks like in real life. And here it is. So the code will be burnt onto it, and then that's the code running, just a little blinky sketch. So yeah, that's a lovely little board, that one. And all of those boards actually have been terrific at various times. So I'll probably do another video at some stage looking at some of the other chips that you can program up, particularly with the one that takes the 328, the Atmega 328. See you next time.